Down on the Farm. I'm your host, Larry Marble. Thanks so much for joining us today on one of our 14 affiliate stations. We're brought to you proudly each and every day by D&D Farm and Ranch. That's ddtexasoutfitters.com. Neighbor, let's take a look at movement of corn, beans, and wheat, courtesy of John Tuggle and Company, Corpus. No follow-through selling yesterday. Corn rally as the corn futures down a nickel early, closed essentially unchanged. Soybeans were lower again, down by 12. South American weather is expected to be mostly favorable through most of the balance of the month. The market's very interested in what changes USDA is going to make to their projections for corn and bean production for Brazil and Argentina, as the size of their exportable surplus has a great deal to do with export demand for U.S. corn and beans. The trade generally believes USDA will cut Brazilian production on both crops, while mostly leaving Argentine production unchanged to slightly higher. As to the U.S. 23-24 crop year, the average trade estimate is that the USDA will cut unchanged to slightly higher. As to the U.S. 23-24 crop year, the average trade estimate is that USDA will cut the ending year carryout as of 8/31/24 by 37 million bushels to 2.094 billion bushels, still a burdensome number. Those USDA reports are to be released Friday at 11. Corpus Christi's public elevator and AGM is now open for Milo trucks through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6:45 and 7 a.m. to 4:45 on Saturday. Anderson's and Timco Houston are open weekdays from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. For help marketing your grains through the ports, call John Tuggle, 361-852-5207. We're on the line with Ken Jordan, Jordan Cattle Auction, getting ready for the San Saba sale on Thursday. Ken, what is Wednesday night showing you?
You bet, Larry. We had right around 6:30, had close to 2,450 head of cattle already on the yards, about 220 cows, and then I think it's 10 to 15 bulls, and rest of them all calves and yearlings. We got lots and lots of deals of wean cattle and quality set of calves. Got several big yearlings coming off of wheat fields, and got a lot of grass cattle that are on the lighter end that go to oats or wheat or get ready to go to grass, say in May or whatever. So quality's good. I'm kind of expecting that 2,600 is what we're looking for. Again, we start at 11 o'clock, do our cows first, and we'll right into our premium sale and stocker feeder sale and regular sale, Larry.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Ken.
You bet. Give us a call, Larry. Code 325-372-5159.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.
We're on the line with Ken Jordan, Jordan Cattle Auction, getting ready for the San Saba sale on Thursday. Ken, what is Wednesday night showing you?
You bet, Larry. We had right around 6:30, had close to 2,450 head of cattle already on the yards, about 220 cows, and then I think it's 10 to 15 bulls, and rest of them all calves and yearlings. We got lots and lots of deals of wean cattle and quality set of calves. Got several big yearlings coming off of wheat fields, and got a lot of grass cattle that are on the lighter end that go to oats or wheat or get ready to go to grass, say in May or whatever. So quality's good. I'm kind of expecting that 2,600 is what we're looking for. Again, we start at 11 o'clock, do our cows first, and we'll right into our premium sale and our stocker feeder sale and regular sale, Larry.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Ken.
You bet. Give us a call, Larry. Code 325-372-5159.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the meat moves from yesterday. We'll begin with the hog side. Wednesday's hog slaughter, 470,000 head, 1,000 head higher than a week ago, 14,000 head less than a year ago. Pork cutouts total 252.95 loads, with 214.54 of them pork cuts and 38.41 of the trim. Pork cutout value 214 higher at 86.67. The CME Lean Hog Index up 9 cents at 65.83. As we look toward the beef side of the animal protein equation, we see that Wednesday's slaughter estimated 113,000 head, 15,000 less than a week ago, 11,000 head less than a year ago. Box beef prices were higher. Choice up $291 at $283.07. The Select 411 higher at $266.94. Movement was 137.12 loads, 85.5 of Choice, 15.75 of Select, 9 and almost 10 of Trim, and almost 26 loads of ground beef. Thursday's cash cattle call, steady to higher despite the lackluster interest in the first half of the week. Feeders are focused on steady to higher prices and may be willing to hold out until late next week. Cash cattle, a few asking prices seen at $174 in the south. In other areas, looks like the bids were elusive. waiting on a Friday. Neighbor, there's your meat moves. We're on the line with Sean Geiswhite, Gillespie Livestock, talking cattle in Fredericksburg. Sean, how did it go?
Went real good. We ended up with right at 1250. Market was sure active. It's kind of hard to compare it to the sale before the holidays. Some of these quotes might be $20, $30, $40 higher. I didn't quote it that high, but the quality of cattle was awful good that we had, and everybody jumped in there and sure got their share. So I can go through some of this. Some of those kind of 5-weight steers kind of bring up to $3. I think there was some right at the top of 5 that brought over $3, and we had some 578-pound steers and one little drag bring up to $290, $250. I thought that was awful good. And then some of the 6-weight cattle I guess bring kind of from $255 up to the top end was right at $270. So I thought that was awful good. And the heifer mates, some of those 5-weight heifers, we had a little jag of black baldy heifers bring $245 that weighed, I think they weighed $560. So I thought it was awful good. It was sure an active market, and the quality. I want to compliment all the producers that brought the cattle this week, because the quality was excellent. It was a heck of a sale. It sure makes it easy to sell good cattle.
It sure does. Did you have any keeper kind of cows come through?
Well, we didn't. I tell you, we get to the cow market. Boy, sure had a lot of old, thin, shelly cows today.
Right.
It didn't have any of them real high yielders. There was a few of them, and it looked like they might have taken a little money off cows. The bulls, I'm going to call them steady. Still some better, higher yielding bulls up to 125 to 30.
Right.
So I thought that was still good. But on the cow deal, we didn't have any real good cows to quote on the market report. Everything was pretty thin.
Anything up for next week?
Don't know of a whole lot. We got some weather coming in.
Yep.
We'll just have to kind of play that by ear. It was supposed to be pretty cold on Monday and Tuesday, so sure could slow it down a little, but it looks like the weather after that should be good. They ought to be able to get them out, so if anybody has anything, we will be open and sure get them in here.
Tell everybody how to contact you, Sean Geiswhite.
You can reach us at 830-997-4394.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Neighbor, I'd like to remind you about George Weichel and the good folks at Wholesale Steel, San Antonio Steel. Heavy-duty lifetime warranty on their cattle panel. The standard duty panel also. Heavy-duty and standard-duty pasture gates. They're a new Preferred dealer, and they'll beat anybody's prices on the Preferred products. They've got Stay Tight 50 and Stay Tough fencing both. Cattle working pens. They've got 2 Texas locations. They've got the San Antonio store. Call 210-624-2000 or the Hearn Bryan College Station store, 979-280-6100. Now remember, that Hearn location is off Highway 6, and the San Antonio location is there off Texas 16. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, Fridays and Saturdays, 8 to 4. You can find them on the web at wholesalesteelsa.com. Of course, that's the San Antonio store, or wholesalesteelbcs.com. And that's the Bryan College Station Hearn store. Oh, and by the way, tell George Weichel that Larry Marble sent you. We're on the line with Kelly Thigpen. Kelly, how'd everything go in Pearsall?
Went real good, Larry. Ended up with 805 head of cattle. Had a pretty good run of packer cows and bulls. It looked like that market was pretty well fully steady with what it was, before the holidays. I guess $1 on the best cow there today, $1.16, I believe, on the best bull. So good, strong market there. And then calf and yearling deal looked really good to me. But boy, we had a lot of good calves there today, and thought they sold extremely well, especially on those good number 1 cattle, and had a good many of them. So, just market started off real good. It was probably $5 to $10 better than what it was before we shut down, and just a lot of activity on all classes. So thought we got along good there. Do want to mention, Larry, that next week I've got a big sellout deal. It's going to be over 400 female off of one place, all going to be there, pairs, some bred cows, probably be a few little open cows. Cows are going to be young, be a lot of Brayford cows, some Brangus cows, crossbred cows, be a few straight Brahman cows on them, but be a really good selection of good young cows. And if a lot of them going to have little Angus cross calves at their side, most of the rest of them going to be bred to Angus. Snow or shine, they are going to be there. So if anybody needs anything, they need to come see us next week.
Are the bulls coming with them?
Yes, sir, bulls are coming, but bulls are fairly thin. Probably going to maybe hold them off and feed them a little bit or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, they will be there, but like I said, kind of on the thin side. But
Gotcha.
And some of those pairs are going to be a little bit on the thin side, but most of them carrying a decent amount of flesh, and the bred cows look pretty good. So I'll certainly be there next week.
We'll tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Call us there at the office, 830-334-3653. Mobile number is 830-334-1047, or look us up on the website, and that's PearsallLivestock.com.
We appreciate it, Kelly Thigpen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye. I'm Larry Marble from Down on the Farm. We're at the kitchen table, and our guest today is Stephen from D&D, and you're bringing us some Preferred information, aren't you?
Yes, sir, Larry. So the boss ordered one too many truckloads of stuff from Preferred this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and offer 10% off all Preferred panels and squeeze chutes exclusively to Down on the Farm listeners while supplies last.
Down on the Farm listeners, you need to get in on this action. How much percentage?
10%.
Get on down to D&D right now. Stephen, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
You can reach me at 830-379-7340, and I'm at extension 160.
We're on the line with Jim Wheeler, Atascosa Livestock, Pleasanton. How did the sale go Tuesday, Jim?
Light cattle really picked up from the last sale we had back in December. Ended up with 589 head, 229 were steers, 176 heifers, 148 cows, 30 bulls.
Walk the pins with me.
2 to 3 weight steers, 250 to 310. Heifers were 230 to 305. 3 to 4 weight steers, 235 to 315. Heifers were 230 to $3. 4 to 5 weight steers, 220 to $3. Heifers were 210 to 270. 5 6 weight steers, 205 to 276. Heifers were $1.95 to $2.35. 6 7 weight steers $1.80 to $2.32. Heifers were $1.70 to $2.10. 7 8 weight steers $1.70 to $2.10. Heifers were $1.35 to $1.90. 8 to 9 weight steers $1.30 to $1.85, and the heifers were $1.10 to $1.50.
What'd they have on the cows?
194 yesterday. Best Packer cow brought $98. Best bull brought $1.16. Bred cows in the mix, they brought from $800 to $13.25. And we had one little pair, and she brought $13.25.
What do you know of for next week, Jim?
Oh, it still hasn't rained, and nothing in the forecast. Lots of cows coming to town. The only thing that will deter us is the 20-degree weather on Monday and Tuesday. We should have at least 500, I'm guessing.
Tell everybody how to contact you, Jim Wheeler.
Reach us at 830-569-2516.
I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you Monday evening before the Tuesday sale.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Neighbor, did you know, combined with the truss department, insulation department, and millworks department, just 3 of the departments there at MG Building Materials, they've got the ability to deliver an entire building package from a single supplier. They are truly your one-stop shop. They have 5 locations around South and Central Texas. Let's count them down right quick. Pleasanton, Kerrville, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Uvalde. MG Building Materials, your one-stop shop. MGBuildingMaterials.com. We're on the line with Chris Carter, Karnes County Livestock Exchange down Kennedy Way. Chris, we always begin by thanking the folks that do business with us each week.
You've got it, Larry. We do want to thank all of you for your consignments. Last week, we kicked off 2024 with a run of 566 head of cattle, and the market was stronger than when we took our Christmas break.
Walk the pins with me.
Number 1 steers, 2 to 3 weight, 268 to 337. 3 and 4 is 278 to 335. 4 and 5 weights, 268 to 307. 5 and 6 is 240 to 274. 5 and 6 is 227 to 252. And the 7 8 weights, 198 to 222. On the heifers, 2 to 3 weight, $245 to $3. 3 and 4 is $245 to $327. 4 and 5 weights, $224 to $275. 5 and 6 is $214 to $255. 6 and 7 is $201 to $237. And the 7 8 weights, $165 to $192. We had a dozen Packer bulls last week. High yielding was $1.12 to $1.20. Medium, $99 to $1.07. 128 Packer cows. High yielding was 89 up to 95, medium 72 to 80, and the low end 42 to 49. Only had one pair, and she brought 1,100. And we had 3 bred cows, and they bring from 1,050 to 11 and a quarter.
What's under the barn for this week's sale?
Well, at the present time, we're tagging on 916, and we're looking for about 1,150 come sale time. In our count, we've got 134 Packer cows and bulls, 13 palpates, 6 pair, and some potential nurse calves if anybody's in the market.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
For any questions, please call Wether and Rouse 361-542-0810 or myself at 210-286-5345 and bundle up for next.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Neighbor, it's time for a shorter look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle. Milo through Corpus, 10.25. Houston, 10.35. Progresso, 8.92. Yellow corn to Corpus, 5.14.5. Progresso, 5.69.5. Houston wheat, 6.54 1/4. Looks like beans to Placido, 11.46. Texas cotton, 76.43 against 11,947 bales. I'm Larry Marble. That makes you my neighbor. Neighbor, thanks for listening to us at downonthefarmradio.com or on our 16 affiliated stations.